how do I improve my relationship with myself? Well, the first and probably the most important thing you can do is change your self-talk. I don't know if you've ever had a friend who, they call them frenemies now, the young uns, but basically they're a total bitch, and even though they seem to be being nice and saying things for your own benefit, they're actually being mean. The ones where you're trying on jeans and they're like, I think your bum's a bit big in that, or probably, I'm not sure a slim fits for you, that kind of thing. And that kind of friend, if you have that kind of friend, you probably wouldn't keep them as a friend for long. And if you did, then that's not a great relationship. This kind of stuff we often have going on in our own heads, but not just on a shopping trip. We have it 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. And sometimes the negative voice is not something we've done. Like, none of this is our fault. It's often stuff we may have picked up from parents, from school. People may have said stuff to us like, oh, you're stupid. You're not very good at this, are you? Or, you haven't got mini skirt legs. That's what my mum said to me when I was a teenager. Stuff like that. And when you are young, you're just in recording mode and you just take on all of these things that get said and you just repeat them to yourself in your brain over and over again. And it's basically like some sort of self-torture, because the voice never shuts up when it's inside your own head. But it is your voice and you do have the power to change it. Basically, it's just kind of running on autopilot with all sorts of stupid stuff that it picked up along the way. But it's okay for you to go and curate that. It's okay for you to say, right, actually, that sounds awful. Well, why am I saying that to myself? That's not very kind. And think about, the sort of things you'd rather have said. Think about how you speak to your child. When you welcome them in the morning when they wake up, good morning, all that sort of thing. But often when you wake up yourself, you're probably thinking, oh God, you're going to be late again, you stupid cow. Things like that. So think about how you speak to your kids. Think about when you're a best friend to somebody, and somebody's struggling, somebody's hurt. What do you say to them to help them feel better? And you can also think of like your favourite teacher, or, if your mum or dad was great, kind of like modelled the kind things that they used to say. So it's sifting through and thinking about alternatives. So step one of doing that is, first of all, to notice what it is you're saying to yourself and deciding what needs to change, right? So you could start with just like a post-it note by your desk or by your bedside table, just kind of, what are you thinking? What are you saying to yourself right now? And it's just stopping and going, okay, hang on, what's happening and what am I saying to myself about it? And just start to notice, just start to write it down. And at the end of a day, you might have, 3 or 4 sentences, because, you've got a busy life, you can't just spend all the time doing this. This will take a bit of time. But the most toxic, when you read those sentences back, the one that gives you sort of like the worst feeling inside, it's then, okay, God, I'm saying that to myself. If someone else, like your boss, was saying that to you all day, every day, would you want to stay in that job? So think about an alternative. Now, it doesn't have to be the absolute sunshine and unicorns opposite of something. Like, say you keep telling yourself that you've got a big bum, right? Or you've got a fat tummy or something like that. Just make it a bit better. Sometimes you can even just make it neutral. You can just say, oh, this is a human tummy. This is my bum. Because even that is more positive than saying something mean to yourself. And so that's it. You just, over time, you just take a statement that makes you feel bad inside, and you gradually work it around to a statement that makes you feel a lot better inside. And you practice saying that. And before you know it, your brain, with repetition, will start doing that automatically. So that's the first and probably the biggest and most important thing you can do to start building that relationship with yourself. And if you would like more tips on that, check out my other YouTube videos and my website. And if you would like to have a better relationship with yourself and you want some support in that, then give me a call. Maybe we can work together and create that amazing relationship in your life that you truly deserve.